like AM, early, when it was still dawn. And this is the part of the video where it's all light and beautiful before we rip back into the dark realities that I'm actually in. So if you can imagine, this is like my happy place. This is where I go to be very zen, very natural, peaceful.
So today's scene on the beach is kind of like a soft, dreamy feeling, which contrasts the S&M bondage stuff that we shot in the meat locker. And this will kind of play as her fantasy, like almost her happy place that she's in, while she's in the middle of like blissful, painful bondage stuff.
My name is Daniel Gomez, and I was the gaffer in the first portion of the video, and today I was the DP.
Sometimes he like hooks me on this, and I just kind of. You hang a woman from there? A small woman.
We did a lot of handheld stuff with long lens, so I'm sure that Ryan had a little, you know, he was rocking and rolling. It was kind of hard, but overall we decided to go with the long lenses just to create that depth and this shallowness with like the exterior, even though it's beautiful. We just wanted to make it more, wanted to look dreamy and fantasy-like. So I think we achieved that with the long lenses.
And the first scene I'm working with a friend of mine who's called Viv. He's another actor, we've been friends for years. And it's kind of like a love scene.
She picked me up at a club and I'm sort of playing her sexual object, I guess.
And what I'm doing is I've drugged this guy, or brought him there under like some kind of pretense, and he's kind of tied up, and I'm making out with him, and I'm doing all kinds of stuff to him, and I'm basically teasing him.
She's playing with me, toying with me, but my hands are tied.
We were just in this room and we shot this really cool 360 setup. We had DJ Rap on this turntable, which spins, and we were on this dolly track, spinning around her in the opposite direction. And that footage will kind of work in two ways. It'll be performance footage, so we cut back to like her singing the lyrics of the song. And it also was going to play into some bullet time stuff. Got me feeling so. Working with Randy, well, you know, it's a double-edged sword, you know, because Randy, he's got a really bad temper. And he yells and screams a lot. He throws things at me sometimes. And sometimes they're sharp or heavy, or both. And, you know, like I have to be on my toes with Randy.
And Randy, he's gonna tell you he's probably the best thing since sliced bread, and he's a big deal. That's how those guys roll.
I'm kind of a big deal. People know my name. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells like rich mahogany. I am Randy Johnson, and I am a producer on this shoot.
Hit it, girl. Don't get shot, Kesey, don't get shot. And Randy's like a miracle maker. He just like makes shit happen. He's like, oh, you needed a building. Well, you know, I've got this building. And it's like, oh, okay, that's a building.
I'm a man of many hats. I picked up the props, which I picked up the bondage props, which was my favorite. And then I picked up, I did the techno crane. So I did all the smooth techno crane work today. He does get things done, and he does do a great job. I produced, I made sure that Steven Moreno and made sure that he had all his equipment for his shoot, him and Rob Webb.
It doesn't get any funnier than Rob Webb on set.
Working with Rob is like familiar, you know?
Just because you know and I know, everybody out there knows, that every time you see an interview, this is like tucked away somewhere nice and neat where you can't see it. And I'm gonna say, fuck that. I'm gonna point out the obvious and say, yes, I have a lavalier mic in my hand. So, are there any questions for this?
Not really, just talk, bro.
Dude.
You know, I trust him. I know he makes like amazing images, and he's been around the block. He knows what's up. He knows like what he needs to get, and he knows like what cuts and what doesn't. Like he solves problems, and he's really, really talented.
You know, we have some fun equipment here. We have a 20-foot techno crane. We've got some circular track. We got Lazy Susan. Dude, she's so lazy, I'm putting my ass on her right now. Anyway, so it's a turntable that spins, and we did some fun shots where the camera goes one direction and the turntable goes the other. We have some really pretty lenses. We're just trying to have fun with this.
So after this, we're going to the piano scene. One of the tracks, the drum and bass liquid version, has some piano in the beginning, and it kind of has a feel that like American Beauty-esque. I think it's even inspired by that.
I'm dripping in Cavalli. It's lovely. It's really beautifully lit. Candles, romantic piano.
Kind of some formal makeup and a big soft light as a source for some just kind of classic beauty stuff, which is something I think that you wouldn't imagine seeing in a house video.
I was able to get Jennifer Swift on this shoot, which I was super excited. She's on a lot of our shoots. She's gorgeous, she's beautiful, and she's such a pleasure to work with. So, and she gets to be in leather. Say what?
Charissa, DJ Rap, was in a latex catsuit with a mask painted on her, in chains, in a giant meat locker as Jennifer Swift whipped her with cat o' nine tails.
And in the final scene, it just went downhill. It's completely S&M, bondage, whips, wetsuits. Oh yeah, there were wetsuits. And things like that. And Jennifer Swift was whipping me, and I had my butt in the air at one point. It was really fun. It's not a bad way to spend your day.
Feel your senses